Here's another lady that's going to go into my little grey book, and here are some of the papers from my jelly plate that is going to be the background for this lady. So if you would like to know exactly what happened to her in my little grey book, carry on watching and all will be revealed. So this is my little grey book, and I've put 3 pages together of cutouts of my digital art portraits, and I'm going to work with this one today. So first of all, I'm going to cut her out and then decide what background to put behind her. Obviously this is a lovely texture that I created digitally, but I want to carry on and do it in the same manner that I did these. So I'm going to start off and just cut her out. I find it's easier for me with scissors, so I'm going to cut her out with scissors rather than with a knife. So I'll get going with that. So these are rather sharp, snippy scissors, and I'm quite happy to use them. So here she is cut out, and I'm going to put her on this page here, and I am keen to use one or two of these textures that I created yesterday, and I will leave a link on how I put them together, so I'll have a look through to decide which one I'm going to use. I think these greens are too similar to the background that I've just cut off, so I'll have a look which ones I actually like, and then once I've decided, I'll come back to you and show you what my decision is. So I thought I'd show you these 3 textures. This is a really kind of a rusty looking one, and these 2 are, well, this one here isn't my favourite at all. I'm not keen on it at all, but it might suffice for what I want to do with this lady. But what I thought I would show you is this, because she is very cool looking, if you know what I mean, sort of, she is a kind of a very pale green. If I put her on here, I think that it just loses something, because this is a very warm colour and she's very sort of pale green. Whether or not that suits the mood of the picture, I really am not sure of. So I've gone for 2 that have more of a cool feel to them, and for me that feels better. It's where now I place her, whether or not she has like an open area here and more sort of chaos going on behind her, or you know, I could put her on a different way here with the chaos in front, and then this can sort of fade into her hair, and sort of cut it like that. Or this one I don't like at all, but I think it sort of lends itself. It's like a maelstrom of swirling whatever behind her, and although I don't like this particular texture, I think it might serve as a quite a nice background to her. Whether or not I put something on the bottom here, I'm not too sure. But what I'll do now is I'll have a final thought as to which way round she's going to go. See, that one isn't too bad either. We've got a swirl going round, So I quite like, yeah, I quite like that one. But I'll have a look and decide what size I'm going to make the rectangle. So I think it's going to be one of these two, but don't put all your hopes on that, because I might even end up with this one. So let me have a play and I will come back to you as soon as possible. So I've cut this one to size, and I think I like it like that. When I was cutting this to size, I ripped down the side of the pieces of paper that I cut off to see whether or not I should sort of tear the edges. And I'm still not sure whether I'm going to do that, but I thought that having something like this would be quite nice, not in the same kind of paper, but a sort of kind of a contrasting paper. So I'm going to have a look at these. These are some more papers that I made, which I can give you a link for. So I'm going to tear these and put them behind and see how I like that as an idea. I may still go back to my first original idea of sort of just tearing the edges to make it look a little bit more chaotic. So I'll tear these and then I'll see which one I've decided on. So I've had a good sort through my stash of papers, and this is another texture that I put together on my gel plate, and I think that I'm going to go with that. I don't usually like the white edges showing, but it feels quite wave-like, and I did do a digital image some time ago called the Maelstrom, and this reminds me of it a little bit. So I'm going to stick this down and then put it in my little grey book. So I'll carry on and do that. Have some gold elements in the other pages, and I found this that I did some time ago, and I don't know whether that would go. I'll just have to have a little think about it. Problem is it's quite chunky, so it's going to make a bit of a problem for the little grey book. So I might do a gold sun, something like that, and see how that looks. So it's an idea, and yeah, I'll make a decision and show you what my decision was. So finally completed my 4th page of my little grey book, and I'm really happy with how it looks. I thought at first that I would go with something like this, but then when I looked at it I felt it was a little bit too sort of in your face and catches the eye too much, so I went with just a plain golden disc, so that's kind of glints when you move the book around. And after I'd finished it, I sort of thought about why I'd picked this colour. Why did that sort of sit more happily with me, rather than going for, you know, some of these other textures that I've made. I sat and thought about it for a little while, and then I got my colour wheel out and sort of examined the colours on here, and if you can see, this sort of orange here is very similar to these red, orange and orange colours on the colour wheel. And if you take a direct line down from the sort of red orange downwards, you see that it goes into this colour here, which is very similar to this band of colour you can see on the colour wheel. So that's probably why I was quite happy picking that colour, although I didn't realise that it was a sympathetic colour until I got my colour wheel out and tried to analyse it. So I found that quite interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to use my pen to make some sort of additional marks on the lady's hair, but I'll leave that for another day. So there's page 4 of my little grey book, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me put this together. There's lots more pages to go, and I'll have to have a look through my collection of a vast collection of digital portraits that I've done over the years, and see what I'm going to do next. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I really look forward to seeing you again in the very near future. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.